Okay, so is everyone, as some people are still slowly making it in, good evening and welcome again to the 2022-2023 school year. My name is Mrs. Hood. I am one of the counselors here at Hebron. Before I get started, just a few housekeeping items. You should all be muted. You know, our technology can be sometimes. However, please make sure that you are muted. Turning your video off will help with the connection. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. You can type your questions in the chat. We have counselors who are standing by to assist, answer questions during the presentation. We won't have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. However, please feel free to pop your questions into the chat. Counselors will be on standby to answer your questions. Or feel free, if it's a long question, feel free to email your child's counselor. We will post the video as well as the presentation on our website on tomorrow. So give us a little time tomorrow to get in. And again, if you will turn your video off, that will help with our connection. Our counselors this evening that will help us out and be helping will be Mrs. Rayford, Mrs. Klingon, Mrs. Lovett, Mrs. Bradley, Miss Renee may pop in, and Miss Chapman. Okay, so here's just a quick reminder of our alpha split for our counselors for this year. You can also find this information on our website. So the purpose of this meeting is to provide an interview of sophomore year and other helpful information to navigate through high school. So here is the LISD Course Description Guide. It's available on LISD's webpage as well as Hebron's webpage. The guide is an excellent resource. It has been updated in the last few years. It is detailed course information by subject. This includes credit information, the GPA multiplier, which I will explain in just a bit, and a brief description of courses to assist students select their courses, their classes. All right, so now to the fun stuff. Well over 5 years ago, the state changed graduation plans. All students are defaulted to the foundation high school program. The requirements for a student to graduate with an endorsement are 4 years or 4 credits of an English, math, and science, 3 credits of social studies. Please note the state only requires 3 years of a social studies, but keep in mind, we encourage our students here in our counseling department to take 4 credits of social studies. And I will discuss more about endorsements in just a bit on the next slide. Then 2 foreign language credits are LOT, which is a language other than English, which is 2 credits of the same foreign language. For example, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, or French 1 and French 2. 1 PE credit, which includes athletics, JROTC, or marching band. 1 fine arts credit in either art, choir, theater, orchestra, dance, or band. And then finally, 7 elective credits. This can be any course of their choice that does not count as a requirement. So this is a total of 26 credits to graduate. Only, please note, only state credits count toward graduation, not local credits, only state credits. Okay. Okay, so endorsements. All students declare an endorsement in middle school in the 8th grade. If your student if you have moved into the state, we will definitely meet with your child to help them declare an endorsement. An endorsement consists of a sequence of courses that are grouped together by interest or occupational skill. The endorsement options allow students flexibility based on individual interests and career goals. So students can choose from one or more of 5 endorsement areas, which include, so the first one is arts and humanities. This endorsement includes courses related to, but not limited to, political science, world languages, cultural studies, English literature, history, and fine arts. Business and industry include a wide variety of areas such as, but not limited to, database management, IT, communications, accounting, finance, marketing, architecture, construction, welding, and even automotive technology. Multidisciplinary studies. This kind of goes in line with the graduation plan prior to the state changing to the current plan. This allows students to select courses from each one of the 5 endorsements. So all career pathways identified in all cluster and endorsement areas would fall into the multidisciplinary endorsement area. Public service. This incorporates careers in human services, law enforcement, public safety, military, culinary arts, and education. And finally, STEM. This may be the right pathway for a student who may be interested in careers such as biochemist, bioengineer, civil engineer, pharmacist, nurse, orthodontist, medical assistant, and forensic science. Okay, so more graduation requirements. Students are required to pass 5 STAR EOC exams to graduate. English 1, Algebra 1, Biology, all in the 9th grade. 10th grade, the only exam is English 2. So it depends on if the student is taking the class in the fall or the spring will determine if they take the STAR EOC in the fall or spring. And then finally, U.S. history in the 11th grade. And that's it. That's the final STAR EOC, non-senior year. Students need a total of 12 credits to be classified as a junior. And again, remember, only state credits count toward graduation. Okay, so here are some important tips to keep in mind of what counts for college. Of course, grades, GPA, and class rank. More colleges are going into a more holistic view. So it's not just the GPA or just SAT, ACT scores. All of our classes here at Hebron are college preparatory college courses. Even our on-level classes are college prep. Most colleges and universities are test optional now due to COVID-19. We suggest you reaching out to an admissions counselor for what may be best for your son or daughter. It is always beneficial to take courses, if possible, to prepare for the major or career of choice. Some colleges require admissions essays. We encourage students to ask an English teacher or a teacher to proof prior to submitting, if possible. Teacher and/or counselor recommendation letters are required for some colleges, not all. As a rule of thumb, if an item is not required, do not submit to the college. If a recommendation letter is optional, we do encourage students to submit a letter. And then a student resume. I will talk a little more about resumes in just a bit. Okay, so GPA does matter. Students sometimes wait until junior or senior year to focus on GPA. However, it is best to be serious about their GPA now. There's still time, but that final semester of senior year is not the time to worry about the GPA. And keep in mind, the GPA drops much faster than it will rise, so keep that in mind. Okay, so for the class of 2024, core classes such as English, math, science, and social studies, foreign language courses, again, that's float language other than English, all AP courses, dual credit, and academic decathlon count toward rank. Please note, only courses taken in the 9th through the 12th grade count in rank, except for AP Spanish 4 in middle school, and that's starting with the class of 2024, so current sophomores. So summer school, night school, and credit recovery also count toward rank. All classes appear on a student's transcript, including if a student retake a class. So both grades will remain on the transcript. The grade is never replaced. That means all grades are calculated into the GPA. So the GPA is recalculated at the end of each 9 weeks. So every 9 weeks, it recalculates. It usually takes the district a few weeks to process that information. So the class rank will post for the first time for 10th grade students in January. Okay. And then expect the recalculation for this current 9 weeks toward the end of October. So it will end not October the 14th, so a few weeks, which is toward the end of October. Okay, so the calculation of rank. So this is the weighted grade system. The calculation of rank is a 1.1 multiplier for general education courses, which are college preparatory, just a reminder, a 1.15 multiplier for honors courses, and a 1.2 multiplier for dual credit courses, AP courses, and academic decathlon. Okay, so please be sure to check your child's transcript to make sure any middle school credits, even 9th grade campus courses, credits, summer school, credits from a previous school, meaning out of state, or credit by exam, credit by acceleration, are posted on the transcript. If your child took a class, whether it's VLA, summer school, you will be able to see the class post toward the end of October. So the transcript has not updated as of yet. If you have questions or see an error, we'd rather you err on the side of caution and just email your child's counselor. And you can view your child's unofficial transcript on Skyward. And just remember that an official transcript is never given to the parent or the student. You can the transcript on via Skyward is unofficial. Okay. Middle school credits or credit by exam or acceleration tests are never calculated into the GPA. However, starting with the class of 2024, AP Spanish 4 will count. So all high school credits will appear on the transcript. I'm going to see if I can see Mrs. Rayford and give her access so she can present. You will bear with me just a moment.
Okay, I think it worked. Are you still able to share your screen, Ms. Hood?
You bet.
Okay.
Here you go.
So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the dual credit offerings that we have here at Hebron. I'm one of the counselors that helps out with dual credit registration and things of that nature. We are in a partnership with Collin College. We actually have a college and career counselor on our campus, Dr. Robinson, that assists with this process as well. Dual credit is the opportunity for your student to take high school and college credits at the same time. Those Those classes are usually here on our campus. We offer classes for juniors and seniors. And so basically at the registration time in the spring, if your student will just let us know that that is something that they're interested in, we will, we'll be able to go in and indicate that that's something that they're interested in. There is a process. They do actually become students at Collin. They have to do the application and all of that. So there is more to it than just signing up, but that's where you'll start the process. Collin College will be hosting a meeting at Hebron in the spring, so be looking for an announcement on when that will occur. And then we offer classes during the school year, and you also have the opportunity to take classes during the summer if you would like to do dual credit over the summer. All right, so just students at our campus have the options of dual credit or AP to try and attain college credit while they are in high school. So just some of the differences between an AP course and a college level course. They are both college level material. Dual credit, it's your grade that determines if you get credit for college. In the AP courses, you will sit for an exam in May. So that's a little small difference there. So as long as the student completes the dual credit class, they are going to get credit. Dual credit classes are taught by Collin College professors, whether that's on our campus or on the Collin campus. If a student chose to take those classes over the summer, they would be working with Collin College professors. Our AP courses are taught by our teachers who follow the AP College Board curriculum. All right, and then with the dual credit classes, the courses are transferable to Texas public schools. There are also many out-of-state schools or private schools that will also take dual credit, but you really need to contact the schools that you're intending to apply to if you are questioning whether it would be worth it for you to take the dual credit classes. Many of the AP classes are assigned a credit by the college. You can actually usually go on any college's website and they will have an AP indicator of what AP credits they give for each AP course. So that may be helpful in making your decision if you want to take dual credit or AP. With dual credit, you have, like I said, you're a college student, so you do have to meet requirements that are set by Texas standard, the TSI. So students can either be exempt through their STAR or well, actually, they get a waiver through their STAR or PSAT scores. If they've taken an SAT or an ACT, usually not in 10th grade, but sometimes, and their scores are high enough, they could be waived or exempt from that. And also, we will do TSI testing for those students who don't meet those qualifications, but want to take dual credit classes in their junior year. So we do have those opportunities available if they want to take dual credit. Now, in AP, really, it's based on the score that you receive on your AP test. So 3, 4, or 5 will typically get you credit, but that credit varies by college. So you just have to, like I said, do your research on the college website to see what type of credit they are assigning. Um, and then with Collin, you do have tuition that you pay. They do have a discounted rate for dual credit students, which is nice, but you may also be responsible for textbooks as well. Students on free or reduced lunch do get a tuition waiver, but they're still responsible for their books. And then AP exam, you would take your AP course and then you would pay for your AP exam. So there are costs, but they're significantly reduced from that of what you would pay for a college level class. Okay, that's the dual credit.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Ms. Rayford. So just on the high school side, the advantages of students taking an advanced level course and dual credit course, or students tend to perform better in college. Although this may not be for all students, courses are definitely more stimulating and challenging, and students can possibly earn college credit if they take the advanced placement exam scoring a 3 or higher. So the district's online course program is the Virtual Learning Academy, short for VLA, well, VLA, which has expanded quite a bit in the last several years. Students are allowed to take an online course during the fall, spring, or summer, inside or outside of the school day. And you can learn more information about the program by going to the website, vla.lisd.net. You can reach out to your child's counselor, and then we'll also have information in the spring for registration for the upcoming school year. Okay, so students in the top 10% of their graduating class are eligible for automatic admissions to any public university in the state of Texas, except at the University of Texas at Austin. Current seniors applying for fall 2023 is top 6%. Okay, so UT announces its automatic admissions percentage each fall by September of the student's junior year, so every year. So current juniors applying for fall 2024 was announced a couple weeks ago, and so that will again be top 6% of their graduating class. Okay, so the preliminary scholastic aptitude test, which is the PSAT, is a standardized test that measures reading, writing, and math skills important for college success. So the College Board administers the test, which is the same agency that administers the SAT exam. All first-time 10th grade students are automatically registered. No, you will not have to register your child to take the PSAT test. So all first-time 10th grade students at no charge, and it's just practice for the SAT. Students who score high enough on the selection index will qualify for our PSAT team class during the fall of their 11th grade year. And we place students in the PSAT team during the first 9 weeks. So the PSAT exam is important. Students are allowed to take the PSAT exam in the 11th grade for a small fee. However, students must register for the PSAT in the 11th grade, but not 10th grade this year. Students who take the PSAT in the 11th grade could potentially qualify for a scholarship from the National Merit Corporation. Students who take the PSAT exam tend to score higher on the SAT than those who do not. NCAA, students who are in athletics now and plan to play college sports should register for the NCAA. They can begin to register 10th grade year. So you can either visit NCAA's website or speak to your child's coach. That's our recommendation, to do that first and then reach out to us. Military information. Military recruiters visit Hebron's campus. Check out the schedule that we have posted on the counselor's bulletin board located outside of the counseling center. Students can also contact the local military branch office of their choice for more information about seeking entry into the military. We also have some recruiters information, not all branches, available upon request in our counseling office. And then students can also learn more about our Hebron's Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, that's JROTC program. Our instructors are more than willing and happy to meet with students or even parents that are interested. And yes, students can still join the program in the middle of the year, but probably at the 9 weeks. So the program, just a little snippet, it's geared toward academics and military leadership. Our instructors are not trying to recruit our students to join the military. And then we also offer the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery, known as the ASVAB test, to juniors and seniors in the fall and spring semester. This test helps identify occupational specialties that would be a good match for students. Even if a student is not interested in joining the military, it's still a good tool. So students received information via email each term regarding, I believe it's full for the fall. If that's correct or incorrect, Mrs. Klingon will pop that in the chat, but I believe it's full for now. Okay, so student academic resumes are also important to include when applying for college scholarships. We recommend students keep an ongoing list of accomplishments. Here are just a few suggestions to include on a student resume: any achievements and awards received in high school, inside and outside of school. And it's the key is in high school. So, we love student achievements, but don't include elementary, middle, only high school achievements. Sport activities, church activities, clubs, any community service, even work experience, and then any leadership experience as well. So the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership, or HOBY, is a conference. It's held in the summer. It's back in person. During the pandemic, like everything else, was online. But this is reserved for 10th grade students. This program is designed to inspire and develop the community of youth to a dedicated who are dedicated to leadership, workplace, and community. All of our 10th grade students are eligible to apply. One student will be selected to represent Hebron, in which we pay for, no cost to parents, and we also select an alternate. Applications will be available in a few weeks. Students can stop by the office for applications. So here's just a brief timeline of what I've already discussed. The PSAT will be given this year on Tuesday, October the 25th this year. So please make sure your son or daughter get a good night's rest the day before and eat a good breakfast the morning of the test. Also, it is not too soon to begin researching colleges. We recommend you visit a few college websites to learn more about the programs offered, admissions requirements, and tuition costs. Students are allowed 2 days for college visits in the 11th and 12th grade year. These days do not count against them. So we always recommend students to cash in. We give those days to students their junior and senior year. The district partner or purchased the Choices 360 program a couple years ago. It is a great resource for students to use for researching colleges and careers. Students, they know how to access Choices 360 program. So tell them to allow you to check it out with them to see what the program offers. And then students who are scheduled in an AP course, we highly encourage students to sign up for the AP exam in the spring. And then here are a few helpful websites to use as you navigate through high school. And then our webpage, our counselor Hebron webpage, it's phenomenal, very informative. If you go on there, I think you'll be impressed. So please check out our website throughout 10th grade, 11th, and 12th grade year. Lots of information. All right, so if you have questions about any of the information presented, please feel free to email your child's counselor. We appreciate you for attending right in the middle of dinner time. I will hang on for just a second to make sure the counselors have finished answering the questions in the chat. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, You can either log out or just make sure. You guys are very welcome. Have a great night. We'll give it another minute. And if you did not get your question answered, please feel free to email your child's counselor. You're very welcome. Okay, I'm just getting, yes, so if your child completed a summer class, you will see it toward the end of the 9 weeks, toward the end of October, excuse me. All of those credits will post. Transcripts they have not updated. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to end the meeting. Have a great night. Thank you so much for attending.